Hello and welcome to another special episode of Anfield Watch. I'm your host, Bence Bocsak, and I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Richard Henczi, an agent and ex-youth football coach. Today, we're going to be talking about Milos Kerkez, who has been heavily linked with a move to Liverpool. Richard used to coach him when he first arrived in Hungary, so I'm going to be asking him about what Kerkez was like on and off the pitch. But first of all, Richard, delighted to have you on the show.
Hello.
So can you tell us about what Milos was like when he first arrived at the club, and obviously what was your first impression of him?
Yeah, so he was already there when I came. My first impression was I had to coach, I had training with 12 kids, under 16, under 17. And I just said what they have to do. And at the end of the drill, you had to make a pass. And he was the only one who made shot always with power. And I was shouted at him, what are you doing? I said, you have to pass. And the other kid said, he doesn't speak Hungarian. So then I talked with him in English. Then he understood what I asked. So that was my first impression. And then I saw something in him because, the agility was really good for him. And he just wanted to win and every dribble and every drill in the training.
How highly rated was he in the academy at the time? Did you hear about his name before, or was it just that first training session when you noticed him?
I just heard there is a crazy guy in the age group 2003. He played as a cam. He played number 10. At that time, he was the captain of the team without any Hungarian knowledge. It surprised me that he's the captain, but he was, he got the mentality that the captain needs to be.
And when he started to play as a left back in the first team at 16 years old, were you surprised or did you expect it?
Some of the coaches and there was a Serbian guy who played in the first team for Reto called Andrić Nemanja. And we thought the camp would not be his position for adult football. And somehow they managed to put him on the left back, and that's his position.
What was he like to coach? Was he a friendly guy, or did he listen to your advice, or was he someone who was kind of difficult to order around?
Everything what you mentioned now. So he was. But when they asked me what I think about Milos, about prediction, where will he be 5 years to, I don't know, when was it, 2019 or something. Honestly, I loved him as a character and as a person. I said from prison until top 5 league, anywhere. And luckily, he managed to play now in the Premier League, and I wish the best for him. We used to play FIFA a lot, and he always beat me. And there was some loud Serbian music always, and he was mentally, he was not just playing; he was always shouting and saying if he scores a goal, like he pushes me. So that's his character.
So he's a real winner mentality. Everything he needs
absolutely.
to win. In that sense, he kind of reminds me of Dominik Szoboszlai, who obviously you know as well. Like, do they have the same sort of character, the two of them?
Not really. Not really. Dominik is more a captain. Dominik, a team leader. Milos is a beast, I'm going to say.
In terms of his qualities on the pitch, what do you think are his best assets? What stands out about him as a player?
Winning mentality, speed, as I said in the beginning, agility, and he just wants to win every ball. And
in the academy, was there anything that you sort of worked with him to help him improve or coach him in any way?
About mentality, I said to him many times that the coaches there who try to help him, it's just, yeah, they want to help him, so they need to you know, um, got everything what they say. Even if he doesn't agree with it, he has to make some things what the coach is telling so that he can improve. Yeah, we talk about it a lot, and yeah, then technical drills we made always with right foot, left foot, weak foot. We made some free kicks as well. I'm not sure if I have now in my gallery, but yeah.
When he was so young, he was already playing regularly in the first team. Why was that? Was he just standing out so much in the academy that he was just way too good for that level and the coaches thought he had to be in the first team?
Yeah, I think it was simple as it. He was ready to play as a young player. I remember his first game was, I think it was terrible for in the second division. But after that, he managed to play, and yeah, now this is history.
How did he deal with the challenges of coming up against? I mean, sometimes in the second division, there are 32-year-olds or 34-year-olds in Hungary who are twice his age. How did he deal with those challenges?
Yeah, there was a captain, former national team player, Tamás Prishkin. I know they had a really good time together, and I think from him he learned a lot. So it was everything about team, how the teammates were helping him.
And just, I think maybe a year after you coached him, he ended up signing for AC Milan and Paolo Maldini was calling him on the phone. Were you surprised by that move or did it come as a shock or were you like, yeah, that makes sense?
Um, it's not happening every day. Like someone from second division goes to a Serie A club, and especially with a big one. So yeah, it was a shock, but totally understandable. That we know there was another Italian team who wanted to take him on trial, and then uh, somehow it got to Maldini and said that they want to sign him now, and it was, I think, end of the transfer window.
I think as well, when he went to AC Milan, he obviously did really well. There was a game in pre-season when he scored twice for the first team, but then
Yeah.
he made a really bold decision to actually leave the club at such a young age and go to RZ Alkmaar. You visited him in RZ Alkmaar. What was he like, and did you talk about that decision with him leaving AC Milan?
What I know that there was COVID on that time in Milan, and he wanted to play for the A team, like, and they didn't call him up. So then he talked with his agent, and they said he just, yeah, he doesn't want to stay there, and yeah, somehow I said we were looking for a left back for the B team, who can be uh, yeah, for the first 11 for the 18 next year. So they went there, they talked a lot, and Milos was surprised by yeah, they came with a little book with all of about Milos, like how he is doing in the social media, how he's doing, how he's reacting to if he loses the ball, and everything, like a pro scouting report. And yeah, he just said that he wants to be a part of this pro team who were scouting on the next level.
How highly rated was he at AZ Alkmaar? How well was he liked by the club?
Very likable. I mean, he's a likable person, and even if he came for the B team, he trained with the A team as well, and I think from the beginning they liked him, and yeah, the fans as well, because of the crazy mentality. Just yeah, they loved him.
Yeah, I think there was one crazy challenge that he made when he kind of slid in with his head first onto the
Yeah,
ball. I mean, I think that pretty much sums him up, doesn't it, in terms of him as a player.
yeah.
And obviously, then there was a crazy summer in 2023 for Hungarians. Dominik Szoboszlai ended up moving to Liverpool. Milos ended up joining Bournemouth, although he had many, many other options as well. Do you think that was a smart decision from him to maybe not go to some of the bigger clubs and go to a smaller club, but still in the Premier League, playing at a high level?
Yeah, he had some offers, and honestly, I was skeptical about this decision. But now we see it was a good decision by him and his father. So yeah, I'm happy for it. He reached this level, and I think he's ready to go to a higher level club.
Could that be somewhere like Liverpool, obviously, where
Could
Dominik
be.
Szoboszlai is already there, and there are very heavy links. We understand at Anfield Watch that Liverpool have already held talks with his representatives, but since then he's changed his agents as well. So it's a very interesting situation.
It is. It's not me who will decide about his future, but I think he's ready to yeah to the next step.
Obviously, we know that we see on social media he's always interacting with Dominik Szoboszlai. He's seen as kind of the older figure who kind of guides him. But how close are they off the pitch?
It depends on which time of the year we're talking about. Because if it's close to national team, I think they are talking a lot. I'm not in everyday contact with any of them, but I know they are in a good relationship, and they are helping each other anyway when they can.
Does that in the national team? Does that come in terms of, Szoboszlai giving him guidance on the pitch? I sometimes see when Milos goes forward from the left back, Szoboszlai sometimes drop to stay in the left back position to cover for him. So it goes both ways, both on and off the pitch, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And in terms of, you hung out with Milos off the pitch. What kind of character is he? You mentioned that playing the FIFA. Does he have any other hobbies or interests?
He used to play a lot Fortnite, and yeah, I don't know when was the first time. I think 2 years ago when he started to make Twitch channel and live streaming about it. Right now, I don't know what is he doing in the free time. He's the Premier League is a different level, so I think he has a strict schedule. So, but surely he's doing something next to football.
Do you think when it comes to making his decision, how much of an influence will it be that Dominik Szoboszlai is at Liverpool, if Liverpool indeed are going to make an offer for him? Do you think that could be like the edge almost to convince him to sign, or is it almost irrelevant? He will make a decision based on the sporting merit.
I think it has to be the second. I mean, it's really the top level. It's not about having another nationality in my side in the team. Yeah, if he wants to go to Liverpool, he will go for Liverpool. And yeah, it's just another thing that Dominik is there, in my opinion. I'm sure if Liverpool asks Dominik, he will tell his honest opinion about Milos, which should be good. I think this is how it works, but it's really really top level, so it's not just one or two scouts who will do his report about him.
In terms of his ceiling, how far do you think Milos can go? I mean, you mentioned earlier that you said he could go to the top 5 leagues or prison, but now, a few years later, what do you think is his ceiling? Do you think he can establish himself and become one of the best left backs, not just in the Premier League, but maybe in Europe's top 5 leagues?
I mean, he has everything for it. it will just depends on I think I think he cannot be in the top five, let's say five left backs for for all around the world if he plays in a smaller club. So it depends on his next transfer. Where will he be, how many minutes will he play there, and how well will he play there? Does that team plays in the Champions League or just Europa League, and these kind of decisions. And then if he will get the chance, I think he has everything to be in the top 5 or 10 left backs in the world.
Now, Richard, you are a football agent at the moment. Obviously, we're talking about Szoboszlai and Kerkez, two brilliant Hungarian talents. You're working in Hungary at the moment. Who's the next Szoboszlai? Who's the next Kerkez? Can you tell us?
There is no next Szoboszlai, no next Kerkez. It depends on which age group are we talking about, because we are in the Hungarian youth teams. There are many players who are playing in Hungary and already I think they made some good years behind them. There are players who are playing for special and elite clubs in the world. So if we see, I'm not gonna mention now anyone, but there will be top talents, I think, in the next 5 years if everything goes on the right way.
If people want to keep an eye out on the top talents, where can they keep up to date with your agency?
On my agency or our social media platforms, Under Kids Hungary, Scouted Hungary, Henczi Football. These are all the pages where I think we post always the best talents from Hungary.
Well, Richard, thank you for your time. I really appreciated it and all your brilliant insight on Milos Kerkez.
Thanks a lot.
And for all of you guys who have been tuning in and listening in, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and our podcast platforms as well.